Chapter 4: The Results. The final day. The next morning, Liam stood outside the competition hall, feeling both excited and nervous. Today, the results would be announced. The finalists gathered inside, their designs displayed for everyone to see. Liam glanced at the others. Some of them were chatting and laughing, while others stood silently, their faces tense. He clutched the wooden charm Mr. Stavros had given him and whispered, "Please let it go well." A grand announcement. The head judge, a tall woman with silver hair, stepped onto the stage. She introduced herself as Dr. Sofia Marinou, an architect who had designed some of the most famous buildings in Greece. First, she said, "I want to congratulate all of you. Each design here shows creativity, hard work, and vision. You are the future of architecture, and we are honored to see your ideas." Liam's heart pounded as she began calling out names. Special awards were given for creativity, sustainability, and innovation. His name wasn't called, and his hope started to fade. Finally, Dr. Marinou smiled and said, "And now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The grand prize goes to..." She paused, looking at the audience. Liam Konstantinos. The moment of victory. For a second, Liam thought he had misheard. Nico, who had been sitting beside him, jumped up and shouted, "You did it, Liam!" The room erupted into applause as Liam walked to the stage, his legs trembling. Dr. Marinou handed him a golden trophy and a certificate. "Your design shows not only talent but also heart," she said. "You've created something that reflects the spirit of your village and brings people together. That's what architecture is all about." Liam looked out at the audience. Tears filled his eyes as he thought of his family and his village. He whispered, "Thank you," and bowed. A new opportunity. After the ceremony, Dr. Marinou invited Liam to a private meeting. She told him, "Your design has great potential, Liam. We'd like to feature it in a new community project here in Athens. And we want you to be part of the team." Liam couldn't believe his ears. "Me? Work on a real project?" Dr. Marinou nodded. "Of course. You've shown that you have the skills and the passion. This will be a great learning experience for you." Liam promised to think about it, but in his heart, he already knew his answer. Returning home. When Liam returned to his village, he was greeted like a hero. The entire community had gathered at the market to welcome him back. There were banners, music, and even a small parade. His mother hugged him tightly. "We're so proud of you, Liam," she said, tears streaming down her face. Grandfather Thanos patted him on the back. "I knew you could do it, boy. You've made us all proud." Liam spent the evening sharing stories about Athens and the competition. He showed them the trophy and certificate, and everyone cheered. A bright future. In the days that followed, Liam began to prepare for his next big adventure, moving to Athens to work on the community project. It wasn't an easy decision to leave his village, but he knew it was the right one. His family and neighbors supported him every step of the way. Mrs. Katerina gave him a bag of her best cookies for the journey. Nico promised to write letters every week. Before leaving, Liam visited the lighthouse one last time. As he stood at the top, looking out at the sea, he thought about how far he had come. "I'll always carry this place in my heart," he said. "No matter where I go." A message for all. Liam's journey had taught him many things. He learned that dreams take hard work and patience, but they are worth chasing. He learned that even small beginnings can lead to great things. And most importantly, he learned that the support of loved ones can make any challenge feel lighter. As the sun set over the village, Liam smiled. This was just the beginning of his story.
Chapter 5, New Beginnings in Athens, and Street, a City of Opportunities. Liam stepped off the bus in Athens, his suitcase in one hand and his sketchbook in the other. The city was alive with energy, cars honking, people chatting in cafes, and street musicians playing lively tunes. It was so different from his quiet village. Dr. Marinu had arranged a small apartment for him close to the project office. The apartment was modest, with a single bed, a small kitchen, and a balcony that overlooked a busy street. For Liam, it felt like a palace. That evening, he sat on the balcony, watching the city lights. He thought about his family and how proud they were of him. "This is my chance to prove myself," he whispered. Meeting the team. The next morning, Liam arrived at the project office. The building was modern, with glass walls and sleek furniture. He felt nervous but excited as he entered. Dr. Marinu introduced him to the team. There was Maria, a young architect with sharp eyes and a kind smile. Alex, the head engineer who always seemed to be in a hurry. And Elena, a graphic designer who loved bright colors and bold ideas. "We're working on a new community center for an underprivileged neighborhood," Maria explained. "We want it to be a space where people can gather, learn, and celebrate." Liam shared his sketches and ideas for the project. To his surprise, the team was impressed. "Your design for the village inspired us," Maria said. "We want to include some of those elements in this project." Learning and growing. Liam quickly realized that working in a team was very different from designing alone. Every day brought new challenges. Sometimes his ideas were praised, but other times they were rejected or heavily critiqued. One afternoon, Alex looked at Liam's blueprint and said, "This wall is too thin. It won't support the weight of the roof." Liam frowned, "But it looks better this way." Alex shook his head. "Looks are important, but safety comes first. Let me show you how we can make it work." It was a humbling moment for Liam, but he took it as a lesson. He started asking more questions and listening to the advice of his teammates. Slowly, he improved. Homesick but determined. As the weeks went by, Liam began to miss his family and village. He often thought about the lighthouse, the warm dinners with his mother, and Nico's jokes. One evening, after a particularly hard day, Liam called his mother. Her voice was warm and full of love. "We miss you too, Liam," she said. "But remember why you're there. You're building something that will change lives. That's worth all the hard work." Her words gave him strength. Liam decided he would visit home once the project was finished, but for now, he would give it his all. A breakthrough. One day, the team hit a roadblock. The budget for the community center had been cut, and they had to redesign the entire project. Everyone was stressed, and arguments broke out. Liam stayed up late that night, thinking about how to solve the problem. He flipped through his old sketches and remembered the simple, resourceful designs of his village. The next morning, he presented a new idea to the team. "We can use recycled materials for some parts of the building," he said. "It's cheaper and better for the environment." The team loved the idea. Dr. Marinu smiled and said, "That's the kind of thinking we need, Liam. Well done." Finding his place. As the project moved forward, Liam felt more confident. He was no longer the shy boy from the village. He had become a valuable part of the team, contributing ideas and solving problems. The day the community center was completed, the entire team gathered for a celebration. The building was beautiful, a mix of modern design and traditional elements, just as Liam had envisioned. Families from the neighborhood came to see the new center. Children laughed as they ran through the halls, and adults admired the colorful murals painted by local artists. Liam stood back, watching the smiles on their faces. He felt a deep sense of pride and joy. A letter from home. That night, Liam received a letter from Nico. It read, "Hey Liam, guess what? Your lighthouse sketch inspired me to start drawing again. I'm thinking about joining an art class. You've shown me that dreams can come true if we work for them. Come visit soon. We miss you. Your best friend, Nico." Liam smiled. He realized that his journey wasn't just about his own success. It was about inspiring others to follow their dreams too. A new dream. Standing on the balcony of his apartment, Liam looked out at the city. He thought about how far he had come and how much more he wanted to achieve. I want to build more than just buildings, he said to himself. I want to build hope and connection. With a heart full of determination, Liam knew his story was far from over.